Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Wednesday, January 11th, 2017. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Aura News, where we bring you today's top stories translated into English every weeknight. A 12-year-old boy has died at Kashari Lake in Tirana. The lake where the boy and his friends were playing is frozen with the cold weather. Not frozen through, the ice broke open and the boy fell inside where he drowned. The diving team went to the lake to search for the 12-year-old boy's body, which has now been recovered. The boy's 15-year-old sister, who was also playing with her brother, risked her life, but she was saved. In Fier, a 40-year-old man died at the water reservoir, which is frozen. As he tried to walk on the frozen reservoir, the ice broke apart, resulting in his death. Meanwhile, a man from Pogradets has died from the cold. Sources within the Pogradets police say that the 40-year-old man did have heating in the house, but he is believed to have died from hypothermia due to the low weather temperatures. Snowfall, accompanied by unusually low temperatures, continues all around the country. The situation in Dibra is worsening as Dibra's villages are almost cut off because of snowfall. Though the national road is open, drivers are urged to use tire chains. In Kukis, the national road is open and vehicles are moving without tire chains, and most of the rural roads around Kukis are passable without chains. The Ministry of Defense helicopter distributed supplies to Leja, including food for their livestock. Shkodër is experiencing extremely low temperatures with an absence of electricity in some areas, and some remote areas are blocked in by the snow. In Korça, the road maintenance company continues to spread salt in the streets, and there are no problems on the roads being reported. Gjirokastër continues to see snowfall and the roads are covered in ice. The city police calls Gjirokastër citizens to use tire chains even in the city. Snowfall in Saranda continued throughout the whole night, and drivers are being cautioned to use tire chains on their vehicles. The opposition will condition any parliamentary activity with the advancement of the electoral reform. The Democratic Party chairman held a meeting today with his allies. After the meeting, he declared that they have a unified stance for an electoral platform, which, according to him, will guarantee standards in the June 18th parliamentary elections. The Democratic Party chairman added that the electoral process is at risk as the Prime Minister has mobilized his gangs. In a statement, he said, "We confirm our unified stance for the upcoming elections, which is that criminals cannot decide the elections, but the citizens must. The opposition's platform is for free and honest elections. The upcoming elections are at risk by criminals. Electronic voting solves the vote buying problem. We agreed on a platform for free elections. We reconfirm electronic voting and counting. We reconfirm party funding restrictions of expenditures during the campaign and equality in media access. There is no more time, so the opposition will condition any further movement with the platform for electoral reform." When asked by journalists about the appeal of the decriminalization law with the Constitutional Court, the DP chairman called it an attack being made against democracy. According to the DP chairman, the decriminalization law is important for free elections. The DP chairman publicly expressed in favor of an open list electoral system. Mr. Basha said he is in favor of any electoral system that empowers citizen decision-making. He also proposed that the candidates be elected by the party members. Representatives of political party youth forums and youth organizations of civil society peacefully protested today in front of the French Embassy building in Tirana against the arrest of Ramush Haradinaj, the former Prime Minister of Kosovo. Chanting the motto, "Justice for Haradinaj," the youths appealed to French authorities to immediately release Kosovo's former Prime Minister. The youth groups considered Haradinaj's arrest unfair and absurd, as the former Prime Minister was declared innocent by the Hague Court, and the youths vow to continue with their protests if Haradinaj is not liberated. A person who has fought for the nation cannot be imprisoned. We ask for justice and are very confident that France will say no to Serbia. We are standing up for the immediate release of Mr. Haradinaj and his return to Kosovo. We believe that arresting Haradinaj based on an arrest warrant issued by Serbia in 2004 is unacceptable and an insult for every Albanian. It is our obligation to react against any injustice made to every Albanian. We call on all Albanians to pull together and raise their voices until Ramush Haradinaj is released, the youth said during the protest. Around 500 young people gathered outside the French embassy today. 1,320 apartment buildings will receive legalization permits for the additional floors that were built without permissions. The Council of Ministers approved the decision presented by the Ministry of Urban Development, which sets the rules for these legalizations in the buildings. After the Council of Ministers meeting, the Minister of Urban Development said that 26,000 to 30,000 families all around the country will benefit from the decision. According to the Minister of Urban Development, the citizens already paid their financial obligations when they bought the apartments, and they cannot be penalized for the builders who did not respect the rules or legal permissions. The Council of Ministers' decision gives a final solution to the long-standing legalization problem. The government aims to regulate the right to register an apartment by the citizen who bought it, and also to gather financial obligations from builders and investors. However, the Ministry of Urban Development's decision was rejected by the Minister of Justice, who argued that the initiative causes a clash of competencies between the Agency of Legalizations and the local governments. He also said that it passes the debt of the builder onto the apartment's buyer. In a letter sent to the Minister of Urban Development, the Minister of Justice said that the decision causes conflicts and does not guarantee control over the territory. Prime Minister Rama and Tirana's Mayor Erion Viliaj inspected the reconstruction work of the new boulevard in the capital today. They both praised the work so far, and the Prime Minister declared that Tirana's citizens are seeing the results of casting their vote in the right direction. The Prime Minister added that the work on the boulevard should have started earlier, but it was hampered in 2011. In a statement, Prime Minister Rama said, "Tirana lost a lot because of the vote given in the wrong direction. Tirana would have had the boulevard, but things did not go right because the vote was given in the wrong direction. Nevertheless, because of the votes given in the right direction since, Tirana is now moving towards the right direction thanks to its mayor." The mayor said the investment will bring a new living standard to the capital, adding that some state institutions will be positioned towards the boulevard. "I am happy that together with the Prime Minister, we are laying two symbolic tiles. This will be an area of development. The new City Hall will be transferred to the new boulevard. Also, I want to ask the Prime Minister for considering the new boulevard as an ideal place for ministry headquarters," said the mayor, adding that the parking area at Skanderbeg Square will open on March 14th. The project for the new boulevard and the rehabilitation of Skanderbeg Square are two projects initiated by Prime Minister Rama back in 2011 when he was Tirana's mayor. The projects are now being implemented by the new mayor, Erion Viliaj. That's all for our English edition this evening. Please join us again Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. My name is Mari, and on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.